Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, the IYT, the USO, the UUP, and the GLD. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames, and we use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's jump right into the SPY on the daily chart. And just like the Brexit, looks pretty familiar, doesn't it? So will they just blast off and sit around for a couple months until the new year? Or until Janet Yellen makes a decision, kind of like they did on this end. So if you did buy some puts here, they're just going to smash you on everything. That's why I'm telling you, be careful with buying puts. You could possibly write some calls up here. But what they're going to do is probably just keep it steady, keep it steady, keep it steady. And as it goes up, we're going to keep adding shorts in these markets. We still hasn't filled the gap fill around 218.59. Came close the other day, retraced nicely down to the 382, popped back up in the last 2 days. The one thing I'm noticing is volume starting to disappear. Crooked Yellen, here she goes again. So beware puts. If maybe January's, February's you'll be fine, but if they do the same crap they did in the last 3 months here, it's just out of control. So right now we're doing shares, IWM, the SPY. The Qs, adding to the IYT short, and adding others. We did add some Goldman Sachs short, JPM short, LMNT short. All the trades are on Twitter, or most of them. I still take some. I don't post. So I still have to have some on my own, guys. Come on. So right now, waiting for pattern, a little bit bullish. We are above the MAs again. That's our goal in life. Get it above the MAs because all the technicians think it's a bullish signal. So I still want to see confirmation over this trend line, and I want to see it get through gap fill. If we do get through that, then we're probably going to 220, possibly higher on light volume and hopes and dreams of now. Trump, before the election, it was the worst thing ever. Now it's the Trump rally. You have stocks out of control, guys. I'm just looking for areas to short, and I'm just going to follow the charts. Don't really care what else is going on. Turn off the news and just follow the charts, guys. Let's look at the weekly. So the weekly, we are at that trend line where I showed you on the daily. So we're trying to get above there. We are above the moving averages once again. So it is bullish, and let's see some follow through. But again, here we go. Volume disappearing. Let's see if we can match this volume, if not more, with a little more follow through. I'd like to see a close above. I'd like to see a close above gap fill by Friday, if it can do it. Or possibly 220. At this point, anything's possible. Let's go to the IWM. This one's finally hitting the all-time highs, guys. We've been talking about this one lagging for a long, long time, and Yellen must have been listening, guys, because, man, she just popped it right up. They actually closed it above the all-time high today. Let's see if we can confirm. I'm going to follow this on a weekly basis. Can't do it on a daily. I want to see confirmation on a weekly basis and then possibly more upside. Right now we're getting into some turbulence. When you start getting gaps up, volume starting to lighten up today. We had 4 good volume days. That tells me they're sticking in someone's you-know-what. So you know how many people went short on the Trump win, and they just stuck it to them. So that's how I'm playing this, guys. We started to add a gap fill, then we put more on it. The all-time high, we have room to add if we have to. This is just parabolic move, very unhealthy for the markets. But like I said, if you're buying puts up here, they might milk this thing out for 2 months and then maybe the sell-off in January like last year. But we'll keep an eye on this, see if we confirm, and we'll go from there. Weekly chart, pretty much the same thing. I want to see this thing close above the all-time high by Friday. Then I want to see confirmation next week with some more volume. I don't want to see the volume just drop off and then we just float forever. That's just crap. But right now, this is leading the markets, but I've seen this before where this leads for a little bit and it starts to come back in. We'll have to keep an eye on and see what happens on the Friday close. Daily chart on the Qs. Qs are trying to make a run for the money. Still a weak horse. Funny how oil rallied today. The FANGs rallied today. Netflix was a little bit weak. Mostly everything rallied. A couple of the high flyers starting to come in a little bit. So kind of just an irrational, rally. We'll show you the dollar. Dollar up, oil up. There's still a disconnect in these markets, so that's a little bit worrisome. But daily SPY or Qs came down inside bar, retraced back to the 50, 50% Fibonacci retrace. I want to see it get above the 20 and the 50 MA, hit the 618 and get above this, and then possibly have the Qs leading the way as well. The SPY after hours is up 40 cents, so it's catching a bid a little bit before the after hours close. Got to keep an eye on that. But right now, Qs are still the weak horse. IWM leading the way, the Dow at all-time highs. So the Qs are a little bit weak. They tried catching a bid today. The IBB down a little bit didn't help. If the IBB was positive, that could have helped, but the move on the IBB was ridiculous the other day. So let's keep an eye on this. We're still below the MA, still slightly bullish, but consolidating underneath the MA, setting up possibly for some lower prices. Weekly chart, let's see where we close. Weekly shows an inside bar, just chopping around sideways. Let's see where it closes on the weekly, and then we'll redetermine where this thing could possibly go. But if it needs to go higher, it needs to get above this red bar here, which is right around 117.50 or so. If it gets above that, then we could possibly attack the highs. If it stays right here on this 50 MA and goes sideways, expect lower prices in the weeks to come. But like I said, this is the time they can hold this crap up until through the holidays on light volume and just destroy the puts. Because believe me, guys, that's Yellen's goal in life. Just like Bernanke, same crap, different person. The Dow making all-time highs, going to 190. We did talk about that area if it starts to go, but as you can tell, we're starting to roll over here. Not roll over, but we're starting to just get weak. I would have liked to have seen this and then a pullback, nice wedge, and then maybe back in the gap fill, then the pop. But when this thing starts going like this, volume starts lightening up, you're starting to run out of steam, guys. But you know what? Maybe they throw some more news out. It is Options X this week, so anything can happen. Weekly chart, again, we're above that. I want to see it close above this bar candle on a weekly, and I want to see more follow through on volume, not this bullshit volume down here, excuse my language, but this BS volume down here. I want to see a bigger candle than this on a follow through. If I don't get that, I still don't believe we're going higher. Would start to add more shorts to the indexes if you want to. Do not do any puts on these. Maybe moves, you know, in certain stocks you could possibly buy puts, but if they hold this thing for 2 months, you'll get crushed. Maybe go out until January, maybe February on these things, and just be willing to add just in case if this thing just floats and the premiums, you know, just disappear basically, so you can add more to get a cost average. So don't do anything stupid. Don't chase these markets up. Parabolic moves, never good. And the Dow was leading the rally too. That's never good. The IWM's trying to take a little portion of that, but we'll see. And look at this, guys. So the daily pattern on the IYT, you know, it was choppy, sloppy. It wasn't that bad. You know, it came up. This is slightly bullish. You know, tried holding the MAs, but it finally took off. We talked about the 151, 152 area right in here, but it looks like we're going for double top up in this 160 area here. If we get into this this pivot here, we start filling these gaps, I will add more to the IYT because this is getting parabolic at this point. I believe this could be a blow off top, guys, so be really, really careful. We have talked about this bullish pattern on the weekly for a while now. If this thing doesn't take off, there's going to be some serious problems. So this thing is finally playing out. We have 2 weeks up going into the 160 area. That was a pivot, and then we have these pivots here at 165. So just be careful with this. When you know you start seeing parabolic moves like this, something's going on. So again, it's got to be some short covering here, and not sure what else is taking place. I think a lot of people went short on the IYT and everything, and when Trump won, they just took off to the races, which just like the Brexit polls, just like the Hillary poll, she was going to win. Just like everything these guys do. They couldn't tell you, you know, every talking head, it's going to bomb, it's going to, Trump goes, and then they did the tease, 800 down on the Dow futures. Oh my gosh, going to be a disaster. So everyone went short, and they're just freaking slaughtering them. It's pretty crazy. So we're going to wait. You know, we started adding more short to the IYT. We'll add our last levels 165.40, but we'll see how this thing goes. This is just getting stupid. Again, still lagging though. IWM isn't lagging anymore, but the IYT, which they're trying to get to go. You know, if the transports go, hurry up. Got to get in. Everything's good again. All right, USO. That was another one. Get the USO going today, and hopefully people will buy, and that will help the Dow. So yeah, so we were shorting up here. We did cover this. We're still in a quarter position, or yeah, quarter position of the USO. Let's see where this thing goes. If it does pop up, maybe the 11 buck, 11.20 area, we might add some shorts, but we'll have to see. Right now, it's a slightly bearish still. You're still below the MAs. Let's see if we get some lower prices. The SEO is coming in really good, so maybe I'll just pop in the SEO, try to get a 10-point move on that. On the weekly, now that I saw, it looks like it's trying to recapture the MAs. Yeah, look at that. Going for the MAs, guys. Grandma's goal in life. So still below it. Got a little pop today. Let's see if we could go into this. This is going to be good resistance right around the 1050, 1054 area. So watch that. If this thing moves up into there, it should have a little bit of a stall out. But we did sell the SEO position the other day, which was perfect. All right, let's go into UUP. See, that's the thing I'm not getting. So the UUP is just charging. Today it was up only 4 cents. This is the dollar. This is what I follow here. And so it's stalling out here at the trend line there at the 25.88, and that is the gap fill right in this area. So if we can start to consolidate sideways, I think we get the next move up. We did sell UUP today. We have been in that one. We've been married to that one, but so far so good. We got another buck out of it, so I will take that every day of the week. But right now we're in the gap fill. We'll see how this thing reacts. Will it set up to possibly move higher? We will know shortly. Again, on the bigger time frame, you can see the pivot and the gap fill. That's a big area. If we see some sideways consolidation, maybe a little bit of retrace back into this gap fill, look for a move up then to possibly 26.49. That will be double top. So just keep an eye on this. Everyone's getting bullish on oil again. I mean, it's so funny. So when this thing runs up, everyone's bullish up here, pulls back, and then boom, launches. I mean, if you're not selling up, or no, that's the UUP, but everyone was getting bullish oil. I mean, let's go back to the oil chart real quick, right up in here, and then look, they pull it back on everybody. This is still a little bit bearish, so be careful. All right, let's look at the GLD, and look at that one today. Yeah, we talked about the 115 area. All my videos right here, 115.71. I still think we could possibly get to this 112.40. And then the 109 area, 108 area, 110 area down here. You have a gap fill down here. I mean, you still have a gap fill. I don't know if it'll get this low, but this wasn't a bad area. You're going to get some buy the dippers, but let's see. Right now, this thing's setting up in a bearish pattern to possibly move down. But yeah, I mean, it hit that. We added right here, I think 115.50, whatever. Maybe that. I'll have to look. But right in there, got a whatever $1.50 out of this thing, and let's see if we can retrace back up, and if we get above these areas. See, I just started adding. If this thing moves up, so be it. I don't have a big position, but I have enough to make a little bit of coin. That's all that really matters at this point. But the GLD setting up possibly in a bearish manner to move down. If it does move up a couple more bucks, I will take off that position period and take the money and run. Try to let it come down one more time, add more, and do it again. Weekly chart on the gold. Nothing crazy. Again, you had great support down in here. That's where it's bouncing. Weekly, you need to get above the MAs again. Let's see if we're bullish. Let's see how it comes in. Retraces down. Maybe we get another retrace and another stair step down. So be very careful with oil. Be very careful with the GLD. A little bit irrational. Dollar was up a little bit, and so was gold today. So people are putting on the trade again, possibly. Maybe shorts are covering down in here. Because you got a nice fall. If you shorted this thing, you got to think some technical levels. If you're a technician, you're starting to cover your shorts, just like just like you would on any stock. Basically, comes into support, you're going to cover. Get the heck out. Let's see, anything else we could look at? Now, you know what? I'm going to do some more videos tonight. Take a look at some other ones. I'm going to look at that dry ships. The usuals, the Amazons, the Netties, the Nvidias, possibly the Priceline, a couple other swing trades that we're in. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. I love doing this stuff. I love teaching. Hopefully this is helping some people. Hopefully it's not confusing a bunch of people either. But if you want to, subscribe to my YouTube. I'm on StockTwits. I'm on Twitter as well. And we'll take it from there. Thanks again, guys. God bless. See you on the charts.